All right, today we're jumping into something that sounds, well, a little out there. We're talking about a world where thinking is training, where you can actually blur the line between what's happening in your head and what your body can do.
So, let me ask you something, and it's gonna sound like it's pulled straight from a sci-fi movie. What if you could get better at a sport, or even heal for an injury, without moving a muscle? I know, it sounds crazy, right? But this wild idea is actually starting to produce some unbelievable results.
And the company right in the middle of all this is called i-BrainTech. Their whole concept is, honestly, it's so simple, but it's also completely revolutionary. They're basically asking, what if the most powerful gym you have is actually the space between your ears?
Okay, so the big question is, how on earth does this work? I mean, really? Well, to get a handle on this new tech, we gotta first look at the science it's built on top of. It didn't just appear out of nowhere.
It all comes down to something called mental rehearsal. And look, this is not some brand new idea. Elite athletes, musicians, you name it, they've been using this for ages. The core idea is simple. When you really vividly imagine doing something, your brain lights up in almost the exact same way as if you were actually doing it. It's wild. And we're not just talking about daydreaming here. Not at all. This kind of mental practice is actively strengthening the connections in your brain. You know, those neural pathways you need for an action? It's that old saying, neurons that fire together, wire together. So picture a quarterback seeing that perfect spiral in his mind's eye, or a pianist mentally playing a super complex piece. What they're really doing is building this invisible muscle memory. So, okay, our brains can already do this. It's a natural ability. So where does the technology come in? Well, this is where it gets cool. i-BrainTech basically takes this thing we can all do, and with a little help from AI, they just put it on steroids. Let me break down how it works. It's actually pretty straightforward. First, you pop on this lightweight sensor cap. Then, you just think about a specific movement. Say you're a goalie and you're imagining a diving save. As you do that, the system is reading the specific brain signals for that thought. And then, this is the magic part, an AI translates those signals directly into on-screen action. Your avatar moves in real time. What you get is a direct link, a straight line from your thought to a digital action. It totally bypasses your body. You think, dive left, and boom, the avatar on the screen dives left. Just like that. But, just reading brainwaves, that's not the real game changer here. The true magic, the secret sauce, is what the system does next. It gives you instant, real-time feedback. And this creates this awesome feedback loop for your brain, a neurotraining loop. You think it, you see it, and that visual feedback instantly tells you how well your brain sent the signal. So then you can adjust, you can tweak your focus, and get better and better, sharpening those commands with every single thought. A really good way to picture this is, it's like having a mirror for your brain. Seriously. Just like you'd use a mirror in a gym to check your form, this tech acts as a neural mirror. It lets you literally see and refine how your brain is sending out commands. Okay, this all sounds really impressive in a lab, right? But where is it actually making a difference in the real world? Well, the applications are already popping up in some pretty amazing places, from the highest levels of pro sports all the way to physical therapy. The first big testing ground? Elite sports. And I mean the top of the top. We're talking premier football clubs where even the tiniest advantage can mean winning or losing. Young athletes are already making this kind of cognitive training a regular part of their regimen. And for these players, the payoff is real. We're talking faster decisions on the field, better focus when the pressure is on, and way more precise control over their movements. And here's something huge. It lets an injured player keep training their brain, keep those skills sharp, without putting any stress on their body while it heals. And that right there, that's where this gets even bigger. Think about physical rehab. Normally, therapy is all about rebuilding the body, right? But this approach is different. It's about keeping the brain's blueprint for that movement alive and well. It keeps those motor pathways firing, so the connections don't just fade away while you're inactive. And the science backs this up big time. Get this, mental training can light up to 90%, 90 of the exact same parts of your brain as doing the actual physical movement. That's just incredible. Now, let's bring that back to the world of pro sports for a sec. A performance boost of just 5%, that is monumental. That's the difference between standing on the podium with a gold medal and not. It's everything.
And if you zoom out from just the pros, you start to see the real scale of this thing. The potential market is just massive. We're talking over 1 billion people around the world who want to be healthier and could use a stronger connection between their mind and body.
So let's pull back and look at the big picture for a moment. This is way more than just a cool gadget. This could be a fundamental shift in how we think about performance, about wellness, maybe even the future of fitness itself. It's also really important to be super clear about what this tech isn't. It's completely non-invasive, okay? No implants, no surgery, none of that stuff. And, this is key, it only reads your brain signals. It doesn't write anything to your brain. The goal here isn't to change who you are, it's just to unlock and amplify the potential that's already there.
Here's maybe the best way to think about it. For, 100 years, we've all been focused on physical fitness, right? Building muscle, improving endurance. Well, we might just be at the very beginning of a whole new category that runs right alongside it. Mental fitness. Training our minds for better focus, faster decisions, and just better control. So what's next? I mean, where does this all go? Well, just imagine this tech hooked up with VR, creating these totally immersive training worlds. Or think about AI models that are personalized to your specific brain. The possibilities are huge. Education, gaming, until one day, saying you're going for a brain workout could sound just as normal as saying you're going for a run.
When you get right down to it, this technology is really holding up a mirror, not just to our thoughts, but to our own hidden potential. It's a pretty powerful reminder that the most advanced, most sophisticated tool for improvement we have isn't something you buy. It's not in a gym, it's not in a lab. It's been with us the whole time. It's the human brain. And we're only just now scratching the surface of how to really train it.